Manchester United Carabao Cup champions 2023. Our first title trophy in 6 years. Not quite the title that we want, but we're going to get there under this man, Erik ten Hag. Honestly, that is the most iconic photo that we've seen in a long time. It won't ever not put a smile on my face. It's absolutely fantastic. But only a few days after the high of the cup final, we're here in the FA Cup 5th round at Old Trafford against West Ham. But I tell you what this man will be saying. We're 4 wins away from winning the domestic cup double this year. He won't let up. He won't let the discipline drop. He will make sure that everyone stays focused. This is my starting 11 video, my prediction for this game coming up against West Ham on Wednesday night. And as I said, look, there's only a few rounds left in this FA Cup. We got the 5th round there on the 5th of March. Only 17 days later, quarter-final, semi-final, final. 4 more wins. We do the domestic cup double. That's what Erik ten Hag will be saying to those players. Let's run through the team that started against Newcastle on Sunday and the changes, in my opinion, the sweeping changes that I think will happen for this game because it has to, right? Surely. Now, surely? Maybe wrong. Probably will be. This is the team that started. Of course, it was a great day. United's defence really came up trumps at Wembley. Ten Hag depended on it with that Sabitzer and McTominay double pivot, especially, change in the second half, rather than bringing Sancho or Garnacho on. But there, in my opinion, I think there will be quite a lot of changes here. Ten Hag has shown that he is very, very impressive at man management. And I think we'll see the benefits of that with Manchester United's performance on Wednesday. That'll be my prediction. Now, in goal, do you think David De Gea will start? He's there holding the number 181 shirt. He now holds the record for the most clean sheets ever for Manchester United. Congratulations to David De Gea. I think Dave gets a day off for this. I think we see Tom Heaton come in goal. So I'm going to switch that and go for Heaton. That might be wrong. You might see Dave hold his place there, but I think he'll get a chance. I think Tom Heaton will get a chance. It's in defence. Let's move there and let's speak. How good's that photo? How good have those two been this season? I think the Vidic and Rio comparisons are fair in the idea of how good their partnership is, not in the idea of how good they are together in this Manchester United team. Because Vidic and Rio, they've got some way to go there. But they are by far and away the best partnership that we've had. They complement each other so well. Varane really is finding his absolute best form. And Martinez is just an incredible signing. Who do you think gets rested? I think we'll be seeing this. I think you'll see Varane drop to the bench. And I do think you'll see Harry Maguire come in as our right centre-back. I think Erik ten Hag's decision to allow Maguire brought Maguire on for the last couple of minutes against Newcastle, and then he lifted the trophy alongside Bruno. I think that, for me, that was the perfect example of really strong man management. Maguire's nowhere near our first choice. These two lads. He knows that. But Ten Hag, I think he must have been consciously aware of it. Brought Maguire on for those last few minutes because he knows he's club captain, and he knows what the story would have been if Maguire had just stayed off and then didn't lift the trophy. But instead, Maguire lifted it alongside Bruno. That now, in my opinion, that will help Maguire's performance in this game. It might be famous last words. But I think Ten Hag has just shown he's such a good man manager. And he thinks about the nuances and the small details. And I think that's going to make a big difference to switching out players, bringing in the likes of Maguire, and hopefully seeing an improvement in performance. I would keep Martinez there, but you could see Lindelof there as well. In fact, no, you're probably right, actually. I don't know why I'm saying who. You're right. I'm just making it up in my head. I think we probably will see both of them rested, and they need to be rested. Because remember what we've got coming up on Sunday, by the way? We've got Anfield. Anfield is coming. Now, I'm looking at this back five, and I'm saying there's going to be changes galore. I think we definitely see Tyrone Malacia come in. Luke Shaw's been imperious as our right back. There was once upon a time early this season when Malacia came in, those 4 games post Brentford, where he came in and he was smashing it. When we beat Liverpool, beat Arsenal, then Luke Shaw came back in and just held his own there. I think we see Malacia start there. Who do you see start right back, though? Probably Wan-Bissaka. I would say Wan-Bissaka. And I'll just want to hear use this opportunity here to say just how impressed I was by Wan-Bissaka's cameo. 45 minutes, made 7 tackles in that half, the most in a League Cup final since N'Golo Kante in 2019, and he made those 7 tackles in 120 minutes, not 45 minutes. Wan-Bissaka was incredible in that second half where we sat a bit deeper and Ten Hag relied on his defence, allowed Newcastle the ball, but then squeezed them in the areas where they would threaten. Wan-Bissaka was the pinnacle of that. Absolutely shut Saint Maximin down. I would go for that as the back 5. Big changes there. Heaton going out and Lindelof and Maguire coming in as well. It's 3 changes. And Malacia, basically a whole new back 5, really. In midfield, what changes do we see? Do we see the man himself start? I'm really unsure on this one. Because part of me just wants to say absolutely yes. Of course I want to see him start. Part of me also says, I think McTominay's been okay. I think he's actually impressed me. I think this is the game where we see some really big sweeping changes. I would put McTominay in there, and I would put Sabitzer in there. Remember, this is the FA Cup, right? Remember that we've got Anfield on Sunday. Remember that we've just played a cup final. Remember that 3 days before that, we played Barcelona. The big games are becoming thick and fast. While part of me knows that Ten Hag will be looking at it going, as I said, I'm 4 games away from the domestic cup double. I will not lose focus of that. I think this is where he really does utilise his squad and brings in some big changes. I think Sabitzer comes in. I think Sabitzer was really, really good when he came on against Newcastle at the weekend. Just very good in the defensive transition. And we needed that in that second half. And as I said, I thought McTominay was pretty good as well. I would go for those 2 as a midfield duo. And I would go for that man in front of them. Not that man on the left, but that man on the right. Bruno Fernandes. Remember, ladies and gents, Bruno Fernandes has never missed a game in his entire career through injury. He's missed 2 games through illness. And given how Bruno Fernandes plays, relentless energy, running constantly, it makes it all the more surprising. But I think Erik ten Hag can just depend on him. Just rely on him. That's why I think we're looking at our captain next year when the armband gets taken away from Maguire, which is, in my opinion, an inevitability. I think Bruno keeps his position there. You might say that's a bit of a risk, Sam. We want to see Bruno rested ahead of Anfield. Bruno doesn't get rested. It just doesn't happen. I think Bruno starts there. And as much as we want to make some rotation and changes, you need to keep certain players to make sure that everyone stays on point. And in my opinion, Bruno is the man to make sure everybody in this team works how they should be working. So I would be putting Bruno in there alongside Sabitzer. Now up front, there's questions to ask. Anthony, I enjoyed his performance against Newcastle. Certainly from the stands, it looked like Anthony was threatening. I don't think it was incredible, but I like him. I really like him. That goal against Barcelona last week, man. What a moment for him in his United career. But what about Sancho? What about Garnacho? I think this is where Ten Hag, again, from a man management perspective, I think that's why we'll see Harry Maguire start. And I think that's why we will see Jadon Sancho start. And I think we'll see Garnacho start. So, in my opinion, I think we see Anthony drop to the bench. I think we see Garnacho come on. And I think we see Sancho come on. And also, without a shadow of a doubt, I want to see Marcus Rashford on the bench. Right? Marcus Rashford he has looked, and he's playing constantly, scoring constantly. This should be a game where Manchester United have got enough to put West Ham away without us having to rely on Marcus Rashford. And I would keep Weghorst up front. Weghorst, to somebody who I feel like I've had to defend, somebody who's not the most incredible striker for Manchester United, was never supposed to be. Was signed on a free in January, and we were desperate. We didn't have Martial, he was injured, and Ronaldo's just got himself sacked. What can we do? I think we did pretty well in Wout Weghorst. Yes, his finishing isn't good enough, but Manchester United, as a team, we are scoring 2 or more in every single game. And he's a part of that. He is a team player. And sometimes that's what you need. And now I would go for that as my starting 11. A back 5 of Heaton, Malacia, Lindelof, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka. Big rotation there. You might say that's a bit risky. Ten Hag, normally when he plays Maguire, starts Lindelof too. So I think he'll probably rest both of them. Rest Luke Shaw as well. That's a good week off ahead of Anfield. A midfield trio of McTominay, Sabitzer, and Bruno. You might say that's too much. Maybe we'll see Casemiro start there as well to really make sure that this team stays focused. And maybe you're correct in that one. I think you could see Casemiro starting there, but we'll find out. I think Bruno definitely starts. And I've gone for a front three of Garnacho on the left, Sancho on the right, and Weghorst through the middle, leaving Rashford to get some rest and giving opportunities to the other players. I'm not dropping Anthony because I'm dropping him. I'm starting Garnacho because he deserves to start, and I'm starting Sancho as well. You can let me know what you think about that starting 11 in the comments below. The way this United team are playing. Where are West Ham now? Are they in the relegation zone? I think they are. Let's have a look at the Premier League table. Pretty sure they're down there. Let's have a look. No, they're 16th. They are 2 points outside the relegation zone. We've got to be utterly confident. I think we're putting 3 past West Ham. I'm going to go for a 3-1. That was my prediction for the final. I think with the changes we probably make in defence and midfield, I don't think we'll be as secure as we have been. I think we'll concede some chances. I think we'll concede 1. Maybe a set piece or something. But I'm backing this United team to score 2 or more goals, like we have been doing in every game. I'm going for a 3-1 win. That's my team. You let me know what you think in the comments below. But as I said at the start of the video, we're 4 games away from winning the FA Cup. There's tough teams left in this competition, absolutely. But Ten Hag will be saying that to these players. You might look at this as a 5th round in the FA Cup. It's not as sexy as a League Cup final. Win 4 more games and you can be at Wembley lifting another trophy. Don't lose sight of that fact. And I know that Ten Hag will be saying that. You can let me know your predictions in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. United back winning trophies. It's good, isn't it?